Let's talk Leatherman. These are awesome multi-tools. My grandfather left me one of these. My dad at one point gave me one. I lost them, so I wanted to replace it with one multi-tool that I could carry while I'm camping or out on the field or maybe even riding my bike, whatever the case may be. I purchased the Leatherman Signal. So the Leathermans come in a nice little box like this. They do have a nice little cover sheet, and the back kind of gives you a little diagram on how to use some of its components. Not all of the components, but definitely some of the components. That's pretty cool. Kind of an introduction to the Leatherman world. And this is the Leatherman in the aqua color. Now, you know, this is kind of basic. It's the sheet that it comes with. It's got the little push-in button that I love, a little belt loop system here that you can use. I think that's extremely awesome and useful. Sorry for the lighting. And last but not least, the meat and potatoes, the Leatherman Signal in the aqua color. I think this is probably the best color scheme they have. This is kind of like a turquoise blue with some salmon pink accents on the ferro rod and on the blade sharpener. Let's start with the outside. You got a nice little carabiner here. You could also open bottles with this part, so you just kind of put this over the bottle, pop it. The way that this thing locks in, and you can actually access it, and also let me see if I could zoom in, push it up or down to lock it in place. Push it up to open the tool, and push it down to lock the tool back in place. Right here, right accessible as you bring it out, is a nice little knife with a serrated edge, which has been really useful for me. Push this little tab in and you're back and locked. And the same way, you have the saw here, open it up, it locks in place, and then same thing, close it down and you can hear it lock back in place. So that's very awesome. And what I like is that that's accessible right out of the gate. The back is the pocket clip. You hardly feel you have it in your pocket. Not everybody likes to use the sheath that's provided, so some people like the pocket clip system better. Right here on the outside, you have a nice little hex tool that you can use if you buy the bits, or you could screw down some nuts and bolts. Let me see. That's basically it on the outside, so let's open it up. Here right away we have some nice handy pliers. We got the nice little needle nose tips right up on the very top, and then right here we have the plier system. Sorry, it keeps getting lost in these letters back here. And I like the wire cutters too, just down below, and these wire cutters are replaceable, so you can take these out, buy new ones, and replace them. What I really like is they work really good when it comes to cutting wire. So I got a small little piece of wire here that I can use. Let me see if I could zoom in on this. I really have to get rid of this mat, even though it looks really cool, but for demonstration purposes it sucks because it's always trying to zoom in. But there it is, nice little cut, clean cut. So I really like that. And then here on the back side we have a couple of tools. You have a nice little you can make a bunch of stuff. You can do a bunch of stuff with this. You can make holes, pilot holes. You can use that to sew the little eye. Also, this one has a little nail bite on here, so you can open it up. It locks into place. This is a nice little can opener. In order to fold these back up, you push this down and you push these back in. At the very end, you have a little bit system, which I really like. These actually come out. You can turn it around, and you can also buy little bits that replaces these, so you can have different ones. So I have a little set and I really like it, and whatever I think I'm gonna need that day, This is the more popular one with the little hex and the straight flathead on there. And then again, in order for you to put this back down, you push this little button back here and you push it right back in. So this is very cool. I really like the color. I guess I can't stress the color enough because that's what kind of drew me to buy this. On top of all the 19 tools that it has, here we have a nice little whistle. So if you pull this out, push this up, you got a nice little safety whistle. If you get lost, you want somebody to hear you, you want to signal to somebody, you have a whistle, and then on the back side you have the nice little ferro rod. And then to put this back in, all you do is you make sure that this little tab goes into the little metal part, and then once you push it back in, it clips right into place. Let me show you how to pull the sharpener off. So with the sharpener, all you have to do is push down on this. You pop it out, and then I would use this to sharpen the knife. I don't suggest you run the knife across here, which you can, but most people, what they do is they hold the knife out like this, and then they use the sharpener to kind of go against it. So that's what I've see people do the most. I think it's a really cool way. And then to put this back in, same thing, you got to push down on the tab, pop this back in, clip it, and then it's back on. I don't know if you guys saw that, but same way you disengage, you can pop it back in by holding this down. That's the Signal Leatherman. I really like it. Matter of fact, I love this thing. I carry this around. Most people, when I'm out hiking, I have this hooked up to one of the carabiners on my backpack, and people, they're like, where did you get it? What is it? A lot of people think it's just like this crazy little gadget, but I tell them it's just a multi-tool. They think it's more than what it is, but it's a cool little talking piece. I've met a lot of people just on the trail that might be hiking behind me, and they just kind of question me about these little tools that I have. And again, these are cool little talking points, talking pieces. If you're a social person, then you know these are cool little things to have, and sometimes they spark a nice little conversation. So this is the Leatherman Signal in the aqua color. I highly recommend it. I'm not sure, I think the price point right now is about 130 bucks on Leatherman's website. Check it out, pick it up. You will not regret it. And remember, stay sharp.